Raised by LoveLine, co-parented by Ace and Dr. Drew. When his life gets all messed up, Adam's rants, they pull him through. Lost in a sea of discs and tapes, archiving everything in the world of Corolla. He's a super fan. Get it on, yeah. Get it on, whoa. Get it on, yeah. Get it
Stand by for a 10-second countdown to start our show. At 5 seconds, there is a 1K tone for 1 second, the mutual tones, and then the program starts at 00. Once again, LoveLine affiliates, in 30 seconds our program will begin. We'll have a 10-second countdown that ends at 5. There's a 1K tone, the mutual tones, and then the beginning of our program. And here we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Okay. LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, it is. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. How are you, Doc?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Just chit-chatting with News Radio's Joe Rogan about cigars.
Yeah.
Something I know nothing of.
He knows a lot about that. We'll find out. He knows a lot about it.
Oh, I'm sure the kids are dying to know.
All right. Or we won't.
But Joe was saying, basically, if you're into cigars, if you're a cigar aficionado, you're into the Cuban cigar.
Right.
Apparently, huge difference between the Cubans and all others.
Yeah, huge.
And we can't get them in this country legally.
Right.
But if one goes to Canada or Mexico, one can possibly smuggle them over the border.
Right.
Joe was saying he had no problem with that.
Right.
Drew was saying he had great difficulty getting them over the border.
Right. Not even great difficulties. Even if I don't have any cigars, I get accused of having cigars.
But isn't it true? Weren't you telling me during the commercial last night that you actually put one in a condom and keistered it to get it over the border, Drew?
It is not true.
It isn't true.
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't say that.
Is that amazing?
Man, I must have just whipped that up.
I put it in a condom, I swallowed it.
But the heroin got over okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
They don't expect me to have that.
Joe Rogan is tonight. He's the guy from News Radio. That's on NBC on Wednesday night at 9. You know the show, very successful. Also, tomorrow night we have the Neurotic Outsiders, which is Duff McKagan, John Taylor, and Steve Jones, all from their own respective groups, Sex Pistols, Guns N' Roses, and Duran Duran. Right, okay. I got it down. And then Wednesday night we have the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, the oldest brother, and me or Drew can't think of his name for the life of us.
What is his name? The guy from Third Rock from the Sun? Please.
French Stewart.
French Stewart. It is going down on the list here. Okay, Drew, do you have a call figured out?
Yeah, let's go.
All right,
good.
Let me finish writing.
No more of your ramblings. That's great.
No. All right.
Good.
Shall I ramble?
No, please. Please.
Please.
I'm serious. Let's go to the call.
Okay.
All right.
Because I'll do 10 minutes on rambling. Michelle, thank you. 20, you're on LoveLine.
Hello.
Hey.
My question is I've been having an affair for a year, almost a year now, and I've been married for 3, and I was wondering, what do I do?
Who are you having the affair with?
A very good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm. Did you know him before the marriage?
No.
How long have you known the guy?
For a year.
So you just had sex with him the first day you met him?
No.
Yeah,
we were friends for a month before
Why do we start this way?
Yeah.
All right, and what are you doing? Is he married?
No.
All right, so are you sneaking off to motel rooms and things?
To his house, yes.
You said you have kids also?
Yes.
How many?
3.
What I don't understand is by the age of 20, really by the age of 19, how long have you been married?
3 years.
You got married at 16.
18.
Hold on. Michelle, is the radio on in the background?
It's off.
All right, because I'm about ready to come over there with a fungo bat and just bash it like Robert De Niro in a Goodfellas movie.
Yeah.
Yes, the hammer's pulled back on the shotgun.
Okay, it's off.
All right, Michelle.
Yes.
You want to stop having the affair?
Do I want to?
Oh. All right.
Forget it.
You
can't.
What is that?
Answering every question with a question.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Or with some objection, with an objection of some kind.
I feel sorry for both guys
Yeah.
having sex with Michelle at this time. Oh, Jesus. 3 kids, married at 16 or 17,
Horrible.
starting the affair already. This is why you don't get married when you're this young, because you have wild oats to sow.
And also, you really don't know what a relationship is. How do you commit yourself to a relationship when you don't really know what relationships are? How do you create a family? How do you raise kids when you don't know who you are? I mean, it's just a horrible situation for these kids. I would just say to Michelle, try to find a way to reconcile for your husband and make a family, because that is your responsibility. Whatever got you to where you are in your life, it's where you are. And right now, these kids are what count. And please, on their behalf, reconcile your relationship with your husband. Stop the affair.
Now, Drew, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I was watching a little bit of TV tonight, like about 9 hours.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I saw a commercial this evening, very disturbing. It was a young woman, and she was narrating. And she was talking like a third person. She was saying, let me tell you a story about Anna. And they showed this woman walking around, and it was a pregnant woman. Anna got pregnant when she was, 17. Anna tried to hide it from people. Anna wore loose-fitting clothes in order to conceal the fact that she was pregnant.
Right.
Anna had a baby, and the baby only weighed 3 pounds.
Right.
She had a preemie. And then she went and said, I am Anna. And then a voice came on and said, please, get prenatal care.
Right.
The state of California will take care of it.
That's true.
All right, but where's the commercial that says use a goddamn condom?
Yeah.
I don't want to see the Anna commercial.
Right.
I want to see the commercial before it.
Yeah, don't have sex.
Well, have sex, but just don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't care about people having
you know what?
sex.
I
I
really
want them to
realize-
stop getting pregnant.
You know what I've realized is that a lot of our listeners want to get pregnant. You know what I mean? They're doing it for reasons that are bizarre. To retain to hold on to a guy and to feel loved and to just have some meaning in their life. I mean, it's just bizarre. And it's not to have a family or to do what's right or to create a
right. All right. You want that? Get a kitty carry-all doll
get a dog.
and love it
Right.
to death.
Get a dog or something.
Get a
right.
dog and work on it for about 10 years. Chuck, 26, you're on LoveLine.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you.
Uh-huh.
I'm what I would call a frequent masturbator,
Uh-huh.
and probably like 3 or 4 times a week. I don't know if that's frequent or not.
Hold on. It always hurts me when someone says I'm a frequent or chronic or I have trouble with masturbating or I'm out of control, and I'm going, okay, because I'm good for 10 a week. And they go, I do it like 2 or 3 times a month. I'm like, oh, Jesus, that hurts. You do it 2 or 3 times a week?
3 or 4.
All right, 3 or 4. And you're 26, yeah?
It's been more, it's been less. But basically my question is 3 or 4 months ago, I was masturbating and had an orgasm, and and I didn't ejaculate. And I wondered if that's normal or if that's a problem or what.
Well, either
nothing came out.
Either there was nothing really substantial reaccumulated to come out, which that can happen,
Okay.
or you had something called retrograde ejaculation, where the ejaculate goes up towards the bladder. And that
Okay.
can happen too. Remember that guy that suggested you press on certain spots?
Right. There's a spot somewhere between your anus and your scrotum you can press in, and basically it comes out your right nostril a week later. I don't know why this guy was into this. To me, this is the same as like the smokeless ashtray or something. Look, if you're going to smoke, just smoke.
Right.
But if you're going to masturbate, just masturbate. No, I mean, you get that. Drew, I know you're not going to be honest, but tell me you haven't pleasured yourself at some point and you felt like that surge, that tingling, your toes curled up a little, you got a little cramp in your calf, but nothing really came out.
That is normal.
Okay, so that's a big thumbs up from Drew.
Okay.
All right, Chuck?
Sure.
Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
All right. And sometimes it just means you're not involved enough in the fantasy. You know, like maybe the girl was only topless or something, and all right, no logic there, Drew? Fine. Tyler, 13, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, guys, I love the show.
Thanks.
All right, this is my problem. All right, I want to ask this girl out, but I thought it out what I was going to say, And when I went up to her to say it, I couldn't say anything, and I felt so embarrassed, I just ran away.
And what had you thought up to say?
Well, I said, well, because I've known her for maybe like 1 or 2 years. We've been friends then.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask her out. But I said, we've been friends. I was going to say we've been friends for a long time, and I was thinking maybe we could start getting serious and go out.
Right.
But, I couldn't say it. I was just so
But you know what,
embarrassed.
Tyler? Probably because you put yourself out there, next time you will be able to say it. I mean, this is the experience.
Oh, because he made a complete ass of himself the first time around, he's going to be able to utter it the next time?
It's just that it keeps. It's like getting up to the plate, and if you swing out once, you got to get back up at the plate.
Well, you got to get in the lineup.
Yeah, and
You
you still
see
have a
the-
little more confidence next time.
Old and you haven't been swinging the lumber lately, you get up there and you whiff. There's no doubt about it. When you get into the lineup, you get into the rotation, you get up there, sure, you foul one off your groin every once in a while, but you're going to make contact, you're going to get on base. Tyler,
Yeah.
why don't you let me talk some sense into this young lady?
Well, I don't really think you should do that.
Tyler,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
She'd probably be impressed if your friend Adam called.
Well, I don't know about that because she's like, her parents are kind of, one of those people who doesn't like him calling,
The little uptight.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
I want to speak to you, man to man.
Alrighty.
I don't want anyone else listening or butting in.
Alright, nobody's here.
Okay, your eyes closed?
Yeah.
Okay, so are mine. Drew, will you attest to the fact that my eyes are closed?
They're closed.
Who said that? Do you see how much my eyes are closed? Tyler,
Yeah.
here's the deal.
Alright.
At your age, everything's important.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you asking this girl out is the end of the world if you don't go out with her. It's a big deal. You're probably sweating it for 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
probably didn't get any sleep that night knowing you're going to see her the next day and pop this question.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal. I don't even remember that stuff anymore. I mean, when I look back to that age, I can't even remember girls I asked out or didn't ask out. I'm guessing most of it didn't work out that well. And now I feel like an idiot. For all those times I never had the courage to go up to somebody and say what I felt, whether it be a boss that where you wanted to raise, whether it was your parents when you thought they were being unfair, whether it was a school teacher when you thought you were getting a shiv or a bad grade, and especially a young lady who I never asked out. So, Tyler,
Yeah.
I want to live vicariously through you. Are you strong enough for that?
Yeah.
Can you do it for me?
Yes, I can.
I want you to help me recapture some of my lost adolescence.
Alright, I'll try.
All right. Are you going to see her tomorrow?
Yes, I will.
You remember my words when you go up to her.
I will.
And don't plan it all out.
Okay.
You speak from the groin here, Tyler. All right? Don't whip it all up in your head. Don't write any notes. Do not rehearse, because when you rehearse, sometimes you fumble it and drop a line.
Yeah, just go with the flow,
Just
right?
go with the flow. You're a happening guy. You got nothing to hide.
No.
It's like you
It's
got
no
some-
big deal. You're a man. She's a woman. This is what you do.
You got something to say, step up.
Step up and say it.
Alright.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay.
All right? Go forward.
Alright.
And Godspeed, young Tyler.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, he's going to get crapped on tomorrow. Joe Rogan from
Hey,
News
what's up?
Radio. Joe, put the magazine away, for Christ's sake.
Sorry.
All right, you got a mic you like?
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right, let's talk about you. Let's talk about the phenomenal success of the show.
Phenomenal,
Well, part of my job is to embellish,
huh?
but I mean,
you're a big guy.
it's still on. It got
Yeah,
renewed.
it's doing good.
doing quite well, is it not?
Yeah, it's doing great.
And you have a good cast.
Yeah, it's a great cast.
How do you like Phil Hartman?
Fun guy. Happy family man.
Is he?
Sure.
Easy to work with? No
Yeah,
attitude?
Sometimes you got to smack him around.
Adam
Turn his
stalked
place.
him at a restaurant one time.
Did you?
Yeah,
Stalk him, dude?
we so far I'm like 0 for 45. Basically, whenever I go out and I see a celebrity that I recognize, I go up to him and go, "Hi, I'm Adam Carolla from LoveLine Radio. It'd be a thrill and honor if you come on a show with us one evening." And they go, "Yeah, Garcon," and basically they nod their head, but they never end up coming on the show. Although John Tesh did come on the show.
That's true.
Now there's a victory.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
A moral one at that.
Freak.
All right, so Joe.
Hey.
I was reading your bio.
Yeah?
And we're gonna fix
I
your
got a bio, man.
It's a real small one. We're gonna fix your chair after the break. Look at the poor guy sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
I can't stand this place. There's 5 chairs over there. This place is like it's more of
Comfortable.
a storage room than it is a broadcasting facility. But it said that you were a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Yep.
That's kind of bitching.
It's all right.
Well, don't be modest. Go ahead. I mean, most actors are kind of pussies. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah? I don't know, man. I don't know most actors.
Well,
I know about 10 of
you've
them.
been around the Hollywood scene. You've seen these guys.
Actually, I'm a stand-up comedian, man, so I'm very new to this whole acting thing. I've only been acting as long as news radio's been on the air. That's it. I took 2 acting classes, and I got a sitcom. I got lucky.
How did you get onto news radio?
From stand-up, from doing stand-up. I was on another show called Hardball that was on Fox. It was on for like 6 episodes, and nobody ever remembers.
Right, it was about a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah, and I got that directly from stand-up, and then when that got canceled, I went on an audition for news radio, and I got it, and that's it.
And when you first got on a Hardball, which was sort of your first foray into television, did you think, oh, this is great, this is it, this is going to last forever?
No, it was troubled. It was a troubled show. The network was messing with it, and the producers were frustrated, and everybody was ready to walk off at any minute. It's a lot different than news radio. News radio is like a lot of fun. I was like in the worst possible scenario and the best possible scenario. I was like in a position where it was like Hardball. We had like really funny scripts and really funny actors, but then we get the network notes and they change things around and screw the story up, and then they lost their pre-production, which is like all the preparation time before they actually shoot, because everybody's ready to walk off the set, and it was a nightmare. But news radio is a party. Every day is fun. It's a blast.
Now,
it's just a lot of fun.
Because you come from stand-up, and I assume you write all your own material when you're doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And you're used to writing the stuff. I mean, that's one of the cool things about stand-up. Whatever comes out of your mouth, you put in earlier in the day, hopefully. And or just right out there on stage as it happens. Is it tough to take a script, especially comedy script? And
it's tough if it sucks. I'll tell you that. I've done scripts, or I read scripts, when you go on auditions and stuff, and you go, man, this isn't funny at all. But news radio is funny, so it's a lot easier. And we improvise a lot. What you get, like when we film on Tuesday night, what goes on to film is not exactly what is written on Wednesday and the week before in the table read. It's a lot different. Like, they improvise a lot, and they change things, and we add things, and it's like a very open environment. It's very, it's very free, like as far as, improvising and coming up with new material and changing something that doesn't work. How about if I say this instead? They're very open to change.
So there's no egos. It's just whatever's funniest is going.
Yeah, it's just, let's make the show the best show. That's what it's all about.
Cool, and let's make this show the best show. Sarah,
Hey,
18. That was smooth.
What a transition segue, boy.
You're on LoveLine with News Radio's Joe Rogan.
Hi, I'm going to be getting a tattoo tomorrow, and...
What are you getting?
Probably a black crow with a black rose in its mouth.
A black crow with a black rose in its mouth. And what's the symbolic thing of that? What is that?
I don't know. It's just...
You don't know. You know that's going to be on you wherever for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that or Pegasus. I haven't decided.
Not the Pegasus.
Why are you being so freaky and new age, baby? What's up?
I don't know. It's just
high school rough? What are you doing?
What?
Is high school rough? Why don't you just paint it on there? And if you like it next week, keep it.
Well, I don't know.
It all sounds very, at least depressing.
Well, it just symbolizes me, I guess.
Symbolizes you? A black crow with a black rose?
I'm like a dark person.
Yeah, but you're depressed. If you're depressed, the thing to do is not etch it into your skin.
Yeah, right? What's up with that, man?
Yeah, take some Prozac and act happy. Right, Drew?
No, I mean,
drink some coffee, baby.
Get help for whatever is ailing her. I mean, is something going on that's causing this depression?
Not really. I mean, I don't consider myself depressed.
Are you a freak?
Do you have black fingernail polish?
Yeah, I've got black hair and black fingernails.
Yeah.
Drew knows.
Oh,
Drew knows.
no.
He knows the Elvira syndrome.
You're one of those typically unique chicks.
Do you do drugs?
No.
Well.
Do you get a lot of sleep?
Sober for like a year.
Sober from what?
I did pot and did acid, shrooms.
That's it?
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that enough, Drew?
Well, to me, the black fingernail polish...
I smoked fertilizer, too, for a while.
The black fingernail polish is real typical of heroin addicts.
Oh, okay.
In fact,
yeah, but it's also real typical of young kids today.
That's
that
correct.
Aren't
That's correct.
It's a big fashion thing.
The heroin addicts, though, just black, particularly, not the dark red. Black heroin addicts frequently have black fingernail polish, and I can always tell when they've relapsed because they go back to that black polish, and they cannot explain why they do it. Yeah, it's bizarre. But Sarah, you've got a long history of serious problems here. I mean, you've used drugs that affect your brain's ability to sustain its own mood stability. You're admittedly depressed. I mean, why don't you do something about this?
I don't consider myself depressed. I mean, I've seen 3 psychologists in the last year, and they're all like, "You're fine."
Really?
So,
So you're just asking for advice in your tattoo, and you don't feel
yeah,
depressed.
I can't handle pain. Some pain.
All right,
Well, I got a
alright.
tattoo, and it's not that painful.
Do you?
Yeah, I got a
I've
cool one.
seen people like almost pass out.
All right, let's answer your question then. We'll try not to help you.
Okay, is there
Just answer your
any-
question. All right, here's the deal, Sarah. There's something called EMLA cream, EMLA cream, and it's an anesthetic cream you can put on an hour or so before the tattoo, and you put some cellophane over it, and it penetrates the skin, and you really will feel nothing during the tattooing. But it's a very expensive cream, and you have to get a doctor to prescribe it. Okay, EMLA, E-M-L-A.
All right, Sarah.
Okay.
And you may want to compromise and go with the black Pegasus.
If I got Pegasus, it'd be gray or silver.
Where are you going to get it?
Where?
Yeah.
Boob.
On your boob?
Yes.
Why you want to ruin your boobs? What's that all about?
Boobs are so perfect the way God made
what
them,
are you
aren't they,
doing?
Joe?
Why do you want to put a little decoration on it? That's negative.
It's not a Christmas tree. It's a boob.
Don't stick a smiley face on a Porsche.
It'll be the less painfulest place.
The less painfulest?
Yeah.
Hello? No, it won't. Why would you say that? Don't you think your boobs are sensitive?
Yeah, but it's just like fatty, muscly tissue, not bone.
All right. Let me just sum up this call very quickly. Sarah,
Yes.
we all hear you here. This is Joe, myself, and Drew. We all hear you're in a bit of a funk, and you sound smart enough. You're getting some counseling. You'll be out of the funk one day. But the Black Pegasus will always be a reminder of the funk. And you'll be married, and you'll be 25 or you'll be 30, and you'll be at the beach or whatever, and people will go, hey, what's that? And you'll go, it's a Black Pegasus, and people will go, what the hell were you thinking? And you'll go, I was young, I was stupid, and I was in a funk, and I wish I hadn't done it.
Good call.
All right? So just hold off until you're in a better mood. If you want to get a tat, get a tat. It's no big
Get somebody
deal.
to draw it on you. I'm telling you.
But
that's what I did.
Don't get it because you're in a bad mood. And Joe, when we come back, you're going to show me your tattoo?
Sure, I'll show you my tattoo.
Is it on your boob?
No, it's not.
We'll be back after this.
Bow before me, the goddess of music, Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy has something special for you.
My new CD, Surfin' Safari, featuring 14 of the coolest beach tunes you've ever heard.
The Trashmen, The Safari, Jan and Dean, The Venture, The Beach Boys.
Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how.
Get 14 of the all-time hottest surf hits on one new hot CD. Jenny McCarthy's Surfin' Safari.
You know you want it, so go out and get it.
LoveLine will be right back. Why? Because we like you.
We's back. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And tonight's special guest is Joe Rogan. You know him from News Radio, Wednesdays, 9 o'clock, NBC. And this is the second season, or is it the third?
This is sort of the third season, but the first season were mid-season replacements, so we only did 6 episodes. Second season was a full season, and this is the third season. So it is a third season, technically.
Right.
But we've only done 28 episodes that have been on the air.
Now, how far until syndication? Because that
100
is-
episodes. That's where the buck's rolling, supposedly.
And you guys...
So we got, we're at 28, so we need,
if you can...
something more.
So it's usually like 4 or 5 years or something?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it before, so I don't know what the whole deal is.
Because that is just such a cash cow.
Supposedly, I'm not really sure how much of it is for the actors per se. I know you get residuals, but it's really a cash cow more for the people who own the show.
Yeah, but basically, you were getting paid whatever, or at least a large percentage of whatever you were getting paid before for sitting around and renting movies at home.
That's
No?
another misconception.
It is?
You get SAG minimum for residuals when a show reruns. You do get paid for it. Like when News Radio gets a rerun in the air, I get paid for it, but I don't get paid what I normally get paid, and it's a percentage of it, but it's somewhere around 10%.
Oh, really?
A little bit less.
I thought when you went to Residuals, well, I guess it depends
It all
what kind of
depends on
deal
what
you
kind of
got.
deal you have, how much you get per episode.
All right, you got to get one of those deals. But
No, because even if it goes to Residual, you have to own a piece of the show to get really paid.
Oh, really?
Otherwise, you're just going to get... But, if they sell 100 shows at, whatever the show sells for, say if the show sells for $1 million, and you make 100 and they sell 100, and that's $100 million.
Right.
So $100 million split up in how many different ways, $100 million, you get $2,000 a show. So think about that. And if they sell it to 100 markets,
right,
it's a lot of money either way.
All right. You're in good shape.
Probably.
And
You
the
never
show's
know.
going good.
Dude, anything can happen.
So just
Crazy
don't
world.
yeah, but just stay out of trouble.
I'm
Don't
not a
go nuts
troublemaker.
with the heroin or anything.
I don't even drink that much coffee.
And I'm sure. Now, do you get now that
Stalkers?
you've been exposed? All right, we'll get to the stalkers thing in a second. And I figure that's where the taekwondo comes in. But
So guns come in.
you getting offers to do movies and things like that?
Nothing that's any good. I got some offers to do some movies this summer, but I didn't like them. They weren't that good, so.
So you're going to wait around?
Yeah, I don't want to do anything that I'm going to
Because,
regret.
like we talked about, you're not
I don't do
so
any
much an
monkey
actor
movies.
as you are a. you're a comedian.
Yeah, I'd rather when we're on hiatus.
You don't want to do Ed too.
When we're on hiatus, I just I go on the road, do stand up. It's much more fun than doing a bad movie.
Do you like doing stand up?
Oh, I love it. It's the best, man.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. No rope. You're out there. Woo! It's great.
No net.
It's the best.
Yeah, and you get to say what you want.
No,
Well, I hated I used to do stand up, and I just couldn't stand it.
Really? Why?
Because I hated repeating my act.
You don't have to repeat it. Write some new stuff.
I know, but then I would just suck every time. So I would go ahead and repeat it and just suck
Gotta
that
take
up.
some chances.
I know. Well, listen, I'm taking a
it's funny
chance
thing,
tonight.
Man. I hear you, baby.
Rose, 20, you're on LoveLine with Joe Rogan.
Hi, I was wondering about this morning after pill thing.
Right.
I've heard of it. It's obviously a pill you take the morning after. How exactly does it work?
It basically prevents implantation.
Okay, because I've heard mixed things. I've heard it prevents pregnancy, then I've heard it's kind of a semi-abortion, and I'm wondering.
It is a semi-abortion. It is an abortion because the fetus can still be conceived. It just can't implant.
Okay, explain that just a little bit.
When a baby is conceived, it usually happens either in the fallopian tube or in the uterus, and then the embryo implants into the wall of the uterus.
It just sticks to the side of it.
Yeah, but when it's conceived, at first, it's floating sort of free.
Right, and this thing's like, what this is the night before there was a frost,
Yeah.
and you come out in the cold morning, and you take one of those combo squeegee ice things, and you clean off the windshield of the car, make sure there's nothing stuck to it, so you can drive to work with peace of mind.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a convenient way to look
So,
at it.
okay, you kind of danced around it a couple months ago, and I've been trying for 2 months to call you and figure out what it was.
What do you mean we danced around it?
Well, you said something like, it's kind of an abortion, and anyway, our next topic, and that
Well, I didn't really want to get into that.
Well,
because
Rose, that does not sound like this show, dancing around sensitive topips like that.
Here's the deal: is that even people who argue against abortion tend to agree, or at least they can point as implantation at a point at which definitely life is evolving, or at least a potential life is evolving.
Not if you're a real right-to-life
I
wacko.
understand that. I understand that. There can be some people
Wait a
that...
minute.
But implantation is people will sort of at least talk about that as a possible dividing line between when a potential life exists and when it does not.
While you're on the subject of pills, what about the idea? I mean, isn't there a way of taking birth control pills, a certain dosage of it after sex?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but not the morning after pill, like
It's the
actual
morning-
birth control pill.
It's called you call it the morning after pill. It's just you get overall. You take 2 pills each day for 3 days, and then finish
So
the
I've
packet.
heard that too. That
Yeah, you can do it with regular birth control pills.
That's
right?
what we're talking about.
That's the same thing.
That's what we're
Right,
talking
I've
about.
heard
They
that.
call that the morning after pill.
Correct.
But to get this other pill, this what they're calling the morning after pill, you
No,
have to leave.
the morning after
Same
pill
pill.
is a birth control pill called low overall.
And it's what every woman has as far as birth control
It's
pills?
one of the ones that's a low dose estrogen pill that women can get, and it works very effectively if you take it the morning after. You take 2 each day for 3 days, and then finish the packet typically.
Okay, so say you're on regular birth control pills, which I am, and you think you might be pregnant in the morning after you take 4 of them. That's like equivalent, or?
What?
You take 4 of them if you think you're pregnant the morning after.
That's what somebody told me once, and I'm wondering if
Take
that's...
4 of what?
The birth control pills, you moron! What
Dude.
show are you listening to?
No, you
I'm
got
drinking coffee.
That's such bizarre thinking. If you're on the birth control pill, you're not going to get pregnant.
Right. So
All right,
you
but what
forgot
if
it
you
once.
what if you stopped taking the pill?
Right,
All right, you
forget
stopped
or
taking the pill and then you had unprotected sex and you were worried about getting pregnant. What do you have to do to avoid that?
If you took the pill improperly, is that what you're asking?
If you didn't take it at
Didn't
all,
take
if you
it,
got off it, but you still have the prescription laying around your house, what could you do?
You got to make sure it's low overall, though, not some other pill.
Okay, so it has to be low overall, and
Yeah.
then how much they have to take?
2 a day for 3 days.
You think you're pregnant, Joe?
Not anymore.
And
Okay.
then finish
Good
the
man.
packet.
I'm
That's usually
feeling
what I
good.
do.
Riding the pony right
2 a day
now.
for 3 days and finish the packet.
The
All
reason
right.
I'm concerned is I don't think I'm pregnant or anything, but I do believe that life begins at conception, not...
Rose,
No,
Rose,
please.
Rose, wait.
What kind of life?
Rose,
Kind of life
Rose.
I got to support because they're on welfare.
Rose, do you eat meat?
Rose. Rose.
Yes?
So do I. Okay.
Okay.
However, even the people who are doing a lot of very concise or accurate thinking about abortion, have doubts about whether or not we should be talking about conception or implantation.
Oh,
That's
I see.
why there's not the same kind of turmoil about this that you might think there would be.
Right,
Although
so
there is some.
the higher echelon of the wackos go after these people. All right, Rose.
The higher echelons of the wackos, like Pat Robertson.
Right.
He's trying to keep Ellen from coming out on that show.
Yes,
You know that? Did you read about
the
that?
King Wacko.
Ellen wants to come out on the show as a lesbian, and they're trying to stop her from doing that, supposedly.
I cannot believe that. And
yeah,
then-
well, Pat Robertson says that he's going to organize a Christian coalition boycott of the show and boycott of the program.
Oh, for Christ's
Why?
sake. I don't know why.
Because he doesn't want her to live a real life. You know, he doesn't want to believe that people like people of the same sex.
Here,
Freak.
let me give you the evangelist approach to sexuality. It's basically stomp it down with an iron toe boot for about 30 years and then snap one day and feel up an altar boy. That's basically their approach. You can't keep it down. Just let it express itself, and if it's not hurting anybody, that's fine.
Well, it's more. I think his position is more of a control freak thing than it is a lack of expression. You know, he just wants to control everybody else's feelings, and and as far as loving people of the same sex or something like that. I mean, all that. It's saying he said he doesn't think the American public is ready for a lesbian TV character. Like, this guy knows the American public's ready for it. He's the guy who gets his information running for president from God. Pat, go ahead, run for president. I'm with you, baby.
Yeah, he's got his thumb on the
Yeah,
pulse
he's got
of America.
right there, baby.
I'm telling you, I think all women should have this RU 486, or at least the equivalent to this. God knows it's not legal in this country because of guys like Pat Robertson, but I think they should all carry it in their purse like the Nazis would carry the cyanide tablets in case they got caught, in case they screwed up. Snap, they take one of those and everything was taken care of.
We actually have something like that now. We have the methotrexate and cytotec you can take together. It has
Yeah,
the
but
same
these
effect.
are 16-year-old chicks from the inner city. These aren't chemists.
Yeah, but it's
Drew.
the same effect as RU-486.
But they don't know
Where do you
that.
get this stuff? What are these
Well,
You gotta go to the
chemicals called again?
rainforest and you gotta
Get your
tap a
pens,
tree.
kids. What's it called again?
Methotrexate and cytotec, misoprostol.
One of them's like a heart medication.
One of
and
them's a
one
cancer
of them's
medicine and one of them is a stomach medicine, basically.
Okay.
And if you take them together, it has the same effect.
Yeah.
So have fun in the lab there, kids.
No, but I mean, you get it from a doctor. I mean, there is controversy about prescribing that, however.
All right. Well, we'll get to
Well,
that.
that's why the right to lefters should really love lesbians, because they never have abortions.
That is a very valid point.
Never.
And there's no...
They rarely get AIDS and never have abortions.
Right.
There you go.
And there's they're virgins really
There you
their
go.
entire life,
Pretty
depending
much.
on how they
save
play.
themselves for the Lord. And plastic.
Sam, 15, you're on Loveline with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Hey.
Hey.
My problem is, I've been bisexual for about 3 years, and
Hold on. Since you were 12.
yeah.
Oh, crap. I hadn't even discovered my own penis at 12.
Sam,
Why don't
early
we
start
gotta
you.
we gotta talk to Sam.
All right, Sam,
All right, yeah, what?
hold that bisexual thought, or hold both of them. We're going to go to break. We're going to put you on hold, and when we come back, we're going to talk more to Joe, and we're going to figure out what's up with Sam and his 15-year-old bisexuality.
The phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Call now, all you sick kids. Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Nikki,
Alright, I'm Chris. We're in Lush.
and you're listening to Love Line with Adam Carolla. And
Disagree.
Yes. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. Drew, put the pictures down, because you always lose your train of thought when you're doing that. And tonight's guest, Joe Rogan from News Radio. You can find the show and Joe Wednesdays at 9 o'clock on NBC. And when we left off, we were speaking to Sam, who is bisexual and is 15 and has known he's been bisexual since the tender age of 12.
How did you know you're bisexual at 12?
Well, I found myself both attracted to guys and girls, you know. I mean...
Had you had any sexual experiences at that point?
Yeah, I have had sexual experiences with both sexes.
But when you were 12, what?
No.
Nothing had happened before?
Yeah, that would have been a seriously tender age. No, more like when I was 13 or 14.
Right, mature man of 13.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
You know, I mean, I began to explore my sexuality. I had a boyfriend for about a year and a half, but we've broken up now.
How old was he?
He was...
57.
He was about 3 or 4 months older than me. Not,
Okay.
you know, basically my age.
And were you guys going about as a couple?
That's related to my question.
Okay.
Okay. But my father is this huge homophobic. I mean, he doesn't like, you know, go out in a white hood, you know, and white robes and throw Molotov cocktails at them. But, like, for example, when I was due to be in the school musical of a chorus line, the first thing he said when I told him was not, you know, congratulations, good work. It was, don't be the gay guy.
It's funny, but it isn't. I understand.
All right, so listen, quick message to pops and all potential pops out there. Do not try to steer your young son or daughter's sexuality, because they will always loop around, double back, and kick you in the ass.
Well,
This is
dude,
what happened.
Rebellion can only go so far.
Well,
You know, you can't rebel. My dad, if he said, don't be gay, there's no way I was going to be gay. It's in your genes.
But you're still chancing it a little bit.
I don't know, man. That's a funky,
Right, but
funky
anyway.
little theory you got going there, brother.
Oh, come on. When you try to steer your kid in almost anything, they always come back and get you.
Yeah, but if you try to steer your kid away from breathing, he's going to breathe.
All right, I'm going to look into that, smart guy.
Look, baby, you have yourself an experimental child that you don't really care too much about from a girl you don't like.
I'm working on it now. All right, Sam.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just get one thing straight.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not a virgin in both? Is your behymen still intact?
Behymen.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
All right, so you've not experienced that end of male sexuality, pardon the
So you
pun.
never had sex with a guy and had a conversation at the same time is what we're trying to say.
I guess.
And you have, but have you had sex with a woman?
No. I am still innocent in that respect.
But you were attracted to them.
Right. I mean, you know, I've gone, you know, not that far, but I have, you know, experienced certain, you know, I mean, I've,
all right, Sam, what's your...
King would put it, mapped the burgeoning chest of young virgins.
Sam, you're very articulate for a 15-year-old kid. Where are you going to school, bro?
High school.
Yeah?
Quite
You're
ironic.
not scoping out dudes. You're just, like, reading a lot?
No, I'm just damned intelligent now.
Okay, so, Sam.
Yeah.
Here's what you're saying. You've not experienced a man to the fullest. You've not experienced a woman to the fullest.
Right.
But it's like you can go to the Porsche dealership and look through the window, know you want the car without actually driving it.
Well, yeah.
All right, and that's where you're at. You know you want both.
Well, you know, I mean, I've test-driven the car. You know, I mean, I haven't...
Okay.
You work the stick.
Right, but you didn't take it to San Francisco. You just took it around the block. Fine.
I frankly don't think there's any question of my, you know, sexuality.
Okay, you like everything.
Right.
So what's your main question?
My main question is how to tell my parents. Or, well, not even my parents. I think, actually, my mother already knows, because she'll do things like, you know, we'll sit on the couch and watch, you know, Clueless on pay-per-view together, and, you know, things like that, you know. But
That's always the big barometer. Watching Clueless with Mom.
Yeah.
That's when she knows you're gay. That's it, kid. You're watching girls put on makeup. It's over.
Yeah, all right. But the real question is my father, you know, I mean,
Right.
because I know if I tell him, I mean.
And so why do you feel obliged to confront him with that?
I want to have a social life over the next 3 years.
You want to what?
I want to have a social life.
I mean, you want to be able to bring boyfriends home and stuff? Have little sleepovers?
Yeah.
And you want Pops to approve?
Hmm?
And you want your dad to approve?
I don't want him even necessarily to approve. I just, I
You
mean,
want him to know about it?
I want to be able to go out with a guy, I mean, I want to say, hey, Dad, I'm off to a date with Chris, or whatever, and not have, and not have him ground me for the rest of, my natural life.
Okay,
Well, that's it. Use those ambiguous sexual names like Chris and Pat and
Tracy will work too once in a while.
Kelly.
Here's the deal. We talk about this on occasion, or maybe even more than on occasion here on LoveLine. And my thing is as long as you're in the house and you're under the roof and Dad is already a card-carrying homophobe, maybe not the best plan in the world to come clean with him. Maybe the alternate plan would be to sort of make your way around, but sort of dodge it a little bit. And then when you get out of the house, you turn 18, you go off to college, or you get a job, then you just go sick. Do whatever you want at that point. Send him pictures for all I care. But if you do it while, it's like, I don't know, it's like if you're thinking about quitting your job, don't tell your employer, don't tell your boss until you know. Because he's going to make life hell on you while you're there.
Sam, do you respect your dad's opinion? Do you think, like, if all the people, in your life, do you think your dad's, like, pretty cool? He's got his stuff together?
Yeah, I respect his opinion.
But you respect his intelligence?
I respect his intelligence.
But you don't respect the fact that he's a homophobe?
Right.
Well, do you know for a fact that he's a homophobe, or do you just know that he cracks little remarks and makes you uncomfortable because maybe you're insecure as it is anyway?
Or maybe it's that he senses what's going with Sam and he's afraid
of it.
Could
But,
be.
Another example, we were watching a show,
Was it Clueless?
there are two lesbians with a child, and he later made reference to the Weird Family, or in Home for the Holidays, where Robert Downey.
All right, wait a minute. Sam. We don't have
Sam,
time
you're
to
like,
go.
all you're doing is like comparing movies with Mom and Pop. Why don't you guys have a conversation, dude? Sit down, have a meal together, talk. Why you just watch movies with your family? Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, give him some tough
You're
love.
freaking,
Go ahead,
bro.
Joe.
What's going on?
But I think you need to recognize your dad is probably sensing what's happening here, and he is freaking out. He's not. It's not as though he's out there, beating up gays. He is making remarks to try to influence you,
all right,
and try to let you know that he's freaked out, he's frightened.
And
he's worried
listen,
about
there's
you.
a whole laundry list of things your parents don't want you to do when you're 15, 16, 17 and still living at home. Smoking pot would be one of them, experimenting with drugs, cutting school,
watching Clueless with Mom,
having sex with any partner sometimes is on everyone's crap list. And the deal is as a kid, it's your job to get creative about not telling them and not screwing up enough so that you get busted and turned into them and caught. And you basically weave and dodge. You play a little rope-a-dope until you're 18, then you get out of the house and you go nuts.
Bingo, good
That's
call.
the American way.
That's right, Sam.
Brian, 20, you're on LoveLine with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Hey guys, great show.
Thanks.
What's up?
Excellent show. I got a big problem. Premature ejaculation.
Right.
Big problem.
Yes.
I'm not new sexually, I've had sex with probably 10, 15 different girls within the last, since I was 17. I'm 20 now.
Really?
Yeah. I have a current girlfriend for the last couple years, and, nothing seems to work. I try to read books, on techniques and stuff.
Right.
I want to know if there's some real remedies, like either drugs or surgery or something like that.
All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Brian. How far? How long does it take you normally?
Minutes, within 5.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's always been this way?
Yeah.
And is it worse
Unless, the second time is always longest, of course.
Right. Oh, well, now, wait a minute. We're on to something here. Is it worse with a new woman, or is it worse with a woman you've sort of broken in a little? I don't want to treat a woman like a baseball
like a
mitt.
saddle.
It's kind of the same. Of course, a newer one, a new woman, a one-night thing is.
You're more excited and it pops quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. So first.
And I hate it. I can't stand it.
Okay.
Dude, you sound
Joe?
premature, but you don't sound really, really premature. It sounds like you just gotta learn how to concentrate.
Yeah.
That's 5 minutes is not. That's not in my territory, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You need a little next bit.
No, but dude, seriously, you just maybe you should just try masturbating before you go to your girlfriend.
All right,
Come on,
see, Joe?
No, bro, I'm serious, man.
that's an every
calm
night
your
thing.
need. Of course, it's an every night thing, but calm your need before you go over there. That way, you're not
you
so.
mean prior? Yeah. I've tried that before.
And does that help?
It does help. It
Yeah?
does help.
You mean prior? He says.
Prior to the,
Of
not
course.
instead of, or to help, but
Yeah,
it just, dude, you're just an overactive guy, man. Think of it this way: it's a good thing. Your factory's kicking 24/7.
Yeah, it's production. You're like Kathy Lee Gifford's sweatshop
That
over
stuff,
there
it
in
never
Honduras.
stops growing, dude. You're building sperm 24 hours a day. You're like a walking time bomb. Every guy is, especially when you're young.
But
Are you
Joe-
healthy?
Huh?
Are you a healthy dude?
Yeah.
So it's even worse, man. It's
All right.
working. It's like Pac-Man down there.
Slow down, Joe. This is sounding quite cathartic. I don't want to call you on it, but
No, man.
let me ask
I'm
you
okay.
this: with the
Masturbation technique.
with the Taekwondo,
Yeah.
and
concentration?
yeah, do you use the focus? Can you seriously? Could you take something like that where you learn discipline and you learn focus and apply it to all aspects
Not
of
to
life?
the vagina, my friend. That is too powerful.
That's even bigger than grasshopper.
Oh, that is more powerful than your focus.
Num yo renge.
It ain't gonna help.
Oh!
You see it and it's there and it looks good. Oh, come here.
All right,
It's over.
Joe, I'm going to douse you with tap water in a second. Brian.
Yeah.
All right, Joe gave you some real good advice. The kind of advice we've given out here on the show quite
You're all
regularly.
right, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even with the masturbation before, it's still quick.
You know what also it is? It's probably because you're sweating it so hard. Listen to you. You're thinking about it so badly, right now. There's a lot of 5-minute dudes out there that are listening to you right now going, wow, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
5 minutes ain't that bad. He's doing pretty good.
Oh, okay. No, you said what's like average or a little more than average, and that's the 5. But I mean, there's times where it's way quicker, 1 or 2.
All right, Brian, listen. You have to take the bullet out of the chamber before you go in there.
Bingo.
That's all that is. And number 2, make sure that you pleasure her for an hour on end before you get involved. That won't help you, but it's going to keep her happy.
Pleasure her while she's on your back and you're running upstairs. She's trying to wear you out, man.
All right.
The release, man. That's what you got to do. Just,
All right? Think about Vietnam. Fine.
That's right.
Drew?
Yeah, no.
All right, we'll do a little tease here. Amber, 19, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hey, what's your question?
Actually, I got a problem.
What is it?
My ex-fiance, he's an ex because he was kind of abusive,
Mm-hmm.
quit his job to stalk me full-time.
All right. Now, hang on a second there, Amber. Amber's being stalked by the fiancé, and when we come back with News Radio's Joe Rogan, we will tell her what to do about it.
Yo, G. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, right back.
We's back. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He's Dr. Drew. Tonight's guest, Joe Rogan from News Radio. Wednesdays, 9 o'clock on NBC. Now, when we left off, who the hell were we talking to, Drew?
6.
Ah, yes. We're talking to Amber, who's 19, whose ex-fiancé is now doing a little stalking number on her. And we will get to that and many more things in 10 seconds.
And we've been kind of talking for like 3 months while I was kind of with Scott,
The other guy.
my ex-fiance.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so he kind of just stalks me by the pager.
Right.
And
Pardon me for laughing, but it's such a 90s thing. Could you imagine
No.
describing this like your parents going, well, see, he lives a couple 100 miles away, but she wears this little black thing with a battery that's strapped to her belt, and it goes off in really inconvenient times, and it's got the guy's number on it, and she doesn't want to hassle with calling him back, and her cell phone is running low on batteries. And
So your new boyfriend knows about this guy?
yeah, actually, they just talked on the phone tonight because Scott kept threatening his life, threatening to kill him, which is kind of interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
And
This guy's a loser. Change your phone number, get a new pager. End of story.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's just do it.
What
That's
are you
thinking about
Amber,
it.
why don't you
waste
just-
your time?
Yeah,
It's
why
just
don't
adding
you do it?
drama.
Why don't you do it?
Well, like lately, it's because it's my mom pays my pager bill,
Yeah.
so I have to talk to her first.
Well, why don't you just do it?
Just change it and transfer the account or whatever it is and get her to pay for the new one, Amber.
Yeah, just change the number. You can change the pager number real simple.
Somehow, is gotten all of my friends' phone numbers.
What?
So what's he doing to your friends?
Well, like one of my friends, he calls her all the time to, find out what I'm doing.
That's fine. Let him do that. Whatever.
And
Just don't have any contact. No contact, Amber.
Mhm.
Any contact at all is going to perpetuate this thing.
Yeah, this guy's a dope. You're just filling up his life with useless drama.
And you've got to bring.
that's what I said.
You've got to bring heavy structure down. If the guy shows up at your doorstep, you got to start getting restraining orders or call the police. Whatever you have to do.
Well,
do
he's on
not.
probation.
Do not be nice. Do not try to make nice.
Wait a minute. He's on probation?
For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Burglary.
Oh, burglary. Is that like burglary?
Yeah.
It's like you do it twice. Amber, all right, first off, you're a fool for getting hooked up with a felon. All
I
right.
didn't know that until like.
All right, you should sense it on people when they're felons. They act differently around people. They really do. You should know the criminals of society.
Great, then my last
Except for the
couple
white collar
friends are
stuff.
felons.
All right, listen, Amber. It seems to me that if this guy is on probation and he's calling and making threatening phone calls to you, that one phone call to his probation officer, and this guy's going back
That's against
in.
the law. You can't threaten a person's life. Put that dude in the slammer.
Supposedly, see, that's what I told him. I said, I could make one phone call and your ass is going back to the pen.
So make the call.
And he goes, well, I already told him about everything that's happening. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, so you believe him? You
No.
believe this guy?
No, I was going to make the call tomorrow.
All right,
Make it
we'll
right
do
now.
please. Jesus, Amber, I don't
Call
know.
911. Lie.
worse.
Make up a story. He's got a gun. Have him put away.
I'm sure the reason this guy got popped the first time is he went to rob a bank and the alarm went off and he said, no, don't mind that. I've already spoke to the local law enforcement community. They promised me I had free reign over the bank. Now just hand your money over. It's all been arranged.
Don't worry about it.
Adam, 19, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I just had a question. Are there like warning signs that a girl's gonna split with you? Or, I mean, because
warning
what
signs?
happened was I was with a girl for 3 years, and I asked her to marry me and everything. She said cool after we get our careers going and everything, and I did a stupid move and went out and got a tattoo with one of my buddies.
Uh-huh. With her name on it.
No,
Just a tat.
just a tat.
Okay.
And, I had always promised her that I was gonna get it with her, and she bailed for about a week, and then we got back together.
That's why she bailed, because you didn't get your tattoo with her?
I guess. I
Well,
mean,
compromise and get nipple rings together. Live happily ever after.
no, but and then
So you went ahead and got the Pegasus without inviting her.
no,
You got the crow.
no.
So she was pissed?
Yeah, she was.
Well, how did she phrase it?
I don't know. I mean, she was just,
Okay.
I could it's just like something that we had planned on doing together.
Sure.
So,
It's not like you're picking out engagement rings, by the way.
Dude,
You're
this-
getting loaded and staggering over to some tat parlor and having some hairy
Did you-
biker write something on you.
Did you do this to create drama, dude? Is this a symptom of a greater evil? Do you not really like the relationship and you're trying to cause static?
who, me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I cared about the girl more than anything, and
But you
I
knew-
asked her to get married, and she said, after we get our careers going and stuff, and then that was in June,
Right.
and she called me up a couple days ago and said she needed her space. I said, that's cool, I'll just start going out with some other
All right.
guys and
Needing one space is an indication, by the way. You're asking at the top.
right. And then, so about 3-4 days ago, I found out that she called me up, said we needed to talk, so I went over there, and she said that I needed to get on without her, and I said, well, why? And she explained, that she felt like she's going nowhere and stuff, and No, it hurt, but and then I thought, well, okay,
All right, hold on, Adam. I don't know what this crazy woman is thinking because it sounds like you are on the fast track to success, my friend. She ought to just hitch herself to your wagon because you're going to the moon, baby.
Dude, you're 19?
Yeah.
Dude, you can't even sweat it, man. You don't even know what the hell's going on.
I just got hired at a fire station and everything.
All right, good.
So, I mean, it's like, I miss her and stuff, but...
Dude, you get over it, man.
That she had been seeing another guy for a week before we...
All right.
Oh, so she...
Forget
Later
it.
with her, dude.
Yes, it is...
Move on.
She was done. She was done with the
29.
relationship before she had really concluded.
Yeah, later with that. Yeah,
Joe,
I
you
couldn't
know,
even say
what
it.
is your status, Joe Rogan?
Oh, we won't talk about that, sir.
You divorced?
No divulging any personal information over the airwaves. Thank you. Too many freaks out there.
Is she listening?
Maybe not.
Okay. Is he listening?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Just,
I'll tell you,
I have to ask.
I am straight.
Okay.
I have no children.
But let's just forget about the present.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the past. When you were 19, you didn't know what the hell was going on.
I was a total dope when I was 19.
What were you doing when you were 19?
I was in love with a girl that I can't even stand now. I talked to her on the phone. I'm like, you're a moron. I'm on TV. Ha ha. Click.
Oh, I got to get a TV show just so I can do that.
Get one, dude. Yeah, it's great. They have to flip through the channels. Oh, it's him! Click.
And, yeah, you were 19. You probably didn't have any money.
When I was 19, I was in love with this girl that I dated in high school, and she moved to the other side of the state. She was going to a different high school. and we
You're
tried
from
staying
Boston,
together.
right?
Yeah. She went to school out in Amherst, which is like 2 hours away, and we tried doing the long-distance thing, but I was retarded. I was 19. I didn't know nothing.
That's in New England miles. It's 80 miles away.
Drew, you went to Amherst, didn't
College.
you?
Yeah, I went to college.
No, it's about 95 miles
80
from
miles.
Newton,
Made
Massachusetts.
Oh, please, let's just
It's
call
about
it
90
85
miles.
for Christ's sake.
What exit is it off the Mass Pike?
Mass Pike.
Quick.
You take the 91 up.
No, you take
All right.
the Mass
91
Pike
to
to exit
Springfield.
what? To exit what?
Please.
Going from Amherst to Boston?
No,
or?
from Boston to Amherst.
Yeah. Okay, listen, I'm going to
91?
give the directions to Valley College in a minute, my alma mater. But the point is you were 19, your head was spinning around.
Yeah, I was a dope.
You had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, well, I was in college. I was going to Boston, UMass Boston, and she was going to school out in Amherst. Whatever, man. The point is, I was 19. I didn't know nothing. Now I can't even stand her.
And now
it's not I hate her for breaking up and causing pain. It's just she's just dopey.
All right, and what would your life?
Confused.
What would your life be like today if you got married?
Yeah, I was
settled
thinking about
down
getting
and had
married
a few
when I was
kids?
like 18. When I got out of high school, I wanted to marry.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! Free as a lark on a big-time TV show, sporting a lot of testosterone, I might add, a lot of hair.
That's right, baby.
Melanie.
Are you guys going to start comparing the...
Yeah, we are, Drew. You got a problem with that?
No,
tough guy?
Adam has
Mr. Inches and Miles.
Adam has a special talent.
That's not call it a talent. It's more of a gift, Drew. I have an excessive amount of hair on my rear end.
Oh, well, I ain't got that, bro. You
All
got
right.
me beat there.
Thank you.
Got
Melanie.
some chest hair, just a little bitch.
18, you're on LoveLine with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. How you guys doing?
All right, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, here's the situation. I have a boyfriend of about a year and 9 months, and we have a pretty good relationship at this point. Let's see. Our first year of our relationship was really good, and then from there it went like downhill. He broke up with me a million times, and he cheated on me, and a bunch of bad things. But I stuck with it, and
Oh, yeah.
which wasn't good. But now we're happy. For the last 2 months, we haven't had any fights and things like that. But the problem is, I'm like turned off sexually, and I don't know why. And for a year and a half, things were good with sex, perfect.
Right.
Even through all the problems and everything. And
Maybe now that the problems are over, the excitement's
yeah,
over.
well, now that the problem, I don't know what it is, and all I could think of is because he did cheat on me, but all he did was, kiss another girl. He didn't do anything else, and I'm just, I can't make sense of it, of why I don't even want to do anything having to do with sex,
All right. A couple of things are coming to mind. First off, some people thrive on drama, and that's frankly the best sex a lot of the times. I mean, after a big argument, after a big blowout, all that stuff, after, you guys have split up and you come back and there's that reunion and it's all heated and the clothes are being ripped off and all.
And it can't be the abuse, too. Some
no,
people
but
need that.
The first year of our relationship, we didn't have fights, and things were great then, too.
All right, but you're always getting it on good. Well, maybe not the first year, but at least the first 6-8 months in a relationship. I mean, that's good because it's new and you're still feeling out the whole thing.
And then when that wears off...
Right.
And you go with the drama.
Then you go with the drama, and then you get into the beer phase later later on. But here's the deal, Melanie. Yeah. And it could be that you guys have just sort of, relationships have everything runs its course. Yeah. I mean, I hate to make stupid sports references, but you can apply it to anything. Things have their peaks. I mean, the Green Bay Packers were great, 30 years ago for 5 seasons, and then they sucked for the last 30 years, and now they're becoming a great team again. And if you look at any team or any job or any country, even, you'll see that things have their lulls and their peaks. And
especially when you're 18. When you're 18, your course is much smaller. It's just, you just have less life experiences, less complexity to your personality and everything. You're just not going to be able to find the person your dreams at 18.
But sometimes even within a relationship, there's the lulls and there's the high spots.
Yeah, but just move on. Dump
you
this
think
loser.
so?
Dump this loser and hit
well,
the
all he
highway.
did was kiss somebody.
Well, don't dump him because you kiss somebody. Dump him because you don't want to have sex with him. Be his buddy.
No, but I totally love him. We have a great time together.
So what's the problem?
I don't know. That's
So do you want to have sex with him?
Not at this point.
So you like hanging out with him?
Yeah.
So be his buddy and have sex with other people. You're 18. Live your life.
But I'm not interested at all in it.
Then don't have sex with him. Have sex with other people.
No,
Here's your solution.
she's not interested in it with anybody.
You're not interested in sex with any humans?
Yeah.
Listen, you'd be interested if you saw Joe.
Are you on any medication?
Oh, man.
Melanie.
Yeah.
Medication.
Birth control pills, that's it.
Is it new?
No, year. I've had it for a year.
You haven't changed the type of pill or anything? Because sometimes that can really affect sexual...
I just can't, get it. We have a great time. I really do love him. Things are just going
You need to get your sleeping line.
All right.
But you've lost your libido in general. Why don't you go see a doctor, make sure your thyroid's not off or some other medical problem causing this. Medication is the most common reason to cause this.
But she's not on any medication.
I know, but she's on a birth control pill, and that can affect it. But
she's been doing it for a year. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what the deal is. You've just hit a lull. And what you have to do at this point is you have to just put out... No, please, hear me out. You have a certain sexual obligation to your mate.
Right.
Let's face
Bro,
it.
you're crazy,
No,
man.
listen.
Be friends with him.
Listen, wait a minute.
You feel bad?
Quiet down there, Melanie. Let me explain how this goes. You too, Joe, and Drew, I don't have to tell to quiet down because we're talking about sex. Here's the situation. Males and females. You have an obligation sexually to your partner. When you're having a long monogamous relationship...
Not when you're 18, man.
If you're in a relationship that she's saying it's a year and 9 months long, it's an ongoing relationship, both of them were sexually active at one point, very sexually active, and now she's hit a little bit of a lull, okay? That's fine. Everyone does it. There's times when you hate your work. You still have to come in.
This ain't work, dude. This is the end of the line. This is it. Year and 9 months, everybody out.
I'm guessing...
Next stop, new boyfriend. New libido, new life. Ooh, it's new. It's different. It's like opening up a package. Woo, it's a present.
But that'll hit a lull. That'll hit a lull, too.
And then you get older and older.
And then you
get
just
more
keep moving on?
That's right. Until one day you decide this is the perfect person. You fell in love, you get married, you have kids, whatever.
No, I think you stick it out. In a month from now, you're back on the sex train, heading into that big
to worry about.
furry tunnel.
People out there who can't see, can't walk, and you're worried about whether or not you want to have sex with some guy, whether you hurt his feelings, whatever. Break up with him.
All right. You're very eclectic, Joe. George, 18, you're on LoveLine with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey.
Good evening, sir.
How are you folks doing tonight?
Good.
Right.
This is mainly for, in addition to Adam's already vast knowledge, I'm a mortician for a living, and lately there's been quite a few calls as to how to eliminate odor during oral sex or taste or
Right.
Whatever the problem may be.
And you're saying formaldehyde.
Well, no, not exactly.
Okay.
For men, I would recommend cold cream in the inner part of the nostril.
Oh, right. Yeah, like on that movie Silence of the Lambs.
Hello.
Right.
Remember that Silence of the Lambs when they did the autopsy and they took a little Vicks vapor rub and they put it right on their upper lip, and because the body had been out in the river for a couple of weeks and it deteriorated.
Correct.
All right. So you have to do that at work, right, George?
Right.
Yeah, dude, that's a real romantic move.
Well, you don't put it.
Slap some epoxy in the top of your lip before you go down on your girlfriend. What are you, high?
No, you try to hide it. That's why
you try to hide it. How about just talking to her?
Exactly.
Telling her about that strawberry stuff, bro.
How about getting her treated for the infection that causes the smell?
Yeah, if there is a problem, if you're not just a clean freak, you Mr.
All right, hey, I'm with George. He's very smooth. He's very smooth. Yes. What else, George?
And to also disguise the oral taste that goes along with it, like Hall's drops, cough drops.
In a fifth of Myers rum.
Dude, you post this on the internet?
No, gotta
No,
be
pun
typing
intended.
with one hand. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
No.
George, let's talk about you for just one moment.
Wow.
Yes.
You've never attempted this on a corpse, have you?
No, never.
You ever see
Okay.
that Sam Kinison bit?
No.
Where he talks about homosexual necrophiliacs. They were paying, and the guy's lying. Well, life's over now. I guess I'm gonna go to heaven and meet Jesus. And oh, Jesus! Just when you think life's over, they do it.
George, you never mess around that way, do you?
No, that's a revolting thing that I don't understand how people can even.
Yeah, you don't understand that, but you don't mind going down on a girl with Vapo rub all over your nose.
Inside
That's
my nose.
normal.
It's not like it's zinc rubbed on the outside of my nose. It's just inside.
All right, George, why don't maybe she could put one of those wizard stick-ups on her inside of her thigh or something.
How can you trick your tongue into not convulsing and getting swallowed inside your mouth? You know what you're doing. You know it's nasty, man. But still, you just decide to be good for her feelings and shove that stuff on your nose instead of just talking to her.
All right, but I'm with George.
Drinking hard liquor.
But again, you're with George.
I am. I'll tell you why. Because George, first off, we are laymen. We do not know this business. George knows the business. George
He knows about stanky genitals. He's an expert.
He knows about stank in general.
Well, human stank, dead human stank.
And I'm guessing.
Well, if your girlfriend smells like decay, chances are the Vicks Vapor Rub is the least of your problem.
Yes, I mean, Joe, you've been with some slow women in your day, but never a corpse. I'm guessing.
But correct.
Right, and you've probably never had a woman that smells as bad as a corpse. No, and
One
even,
girl in
even
high
on the
school.
road.
There was one girl that I dated in high school, man.
Really?
Yeah, she was really pretty, but whoa.
Now,
Hello.
don't you wish you knew George back then?
She was a morning after girl. Like, you have sex with her in the morning after you go to take a leak, and you go, whoa, hello. It just wafts up and hits you in the face.
You're
I
never
don't know what
getting
that
any
was
again.
all about, but we were like, he's 16. You don't know any better.
George?
Yes, sir.
Stay away from the corpses. Please.
Absolutely.
Sell insurance. Do anything.
Catch up, George. Get that
Oh,
stuff off your nose, bro.
What a bizarre way to make a living.
What a freak that he wants to call in and tell well, I've got the solution.
Well, yeah, I hate to admit it, but I have suggested that before.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, it sounded practical. If you saw Silence of the Lambs, you know what I was talking about. Mike,
I
16.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey,
What's up, Mike?
You're on Love Line with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Dude, my ex tried to get, she wants to use me just, to be her makeout partner.
Do it. Do it, dude.
Do it.
Yeah, who cares, man? What, are you going to live forever? Get in there. Just know what it is. No, it's just physical.
It might rekindle some feelings, though, in spite of himself.
Fight it.
That's what I was
Concentrate.
Fight it, dude. Fight it.
Is she going out with someone else?
No, dude, she just broke up with this dude on Saturday.
Yeah, so she's feeling her oats.
Yeah. Well, she's just looking for some reassurance and some...
She's rebounding.
She's horny, dude. Get in there. Yeah. Get in there, man. Come on, you're young. This is the time you got to be looking back when you're sitting on a swing when you're drinking lemonade and you're 80. Hey, when I was 16,
with herpes all over your genitalia.
Whatever, they got that stuff for it.
Hey,
Judging by Mike's pot laugh.
Mike, yeah, you smoke a lot of weed?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it... Mike, Joe, you got to listen to this. Give us the pot laugh, Mike. Give us the pot laugh.
That was it.
A pot laugh?
Yeah, just give me a laugh.
Just a laugh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone's got to be funny, you know.
All right, if you listen for another 3 days, I'll say something funny. But let's just pretend I did. Come on, give me a laugh.
Yeah.
Mike!
Yes. Do you see what we know?
So, Mike, what's the problem? She wants to
when
make
Mike's
out with
sitting
you.
on the porch. Wait, Mike. When he's sitting on the porch swing when he's 80, he won't remember when he was 16. That's a problem.
Oh, man.
Please, Drew.
Pot
You're
doesn't
bumming everyone's
do
high.
nothing, dude.
Dude.
Tell
Young
him, Joe.
Republican tells you about marijuana.
No,
Do you
dude.
know when they made marijuana legal? Do you know? The same year DuPont came up with the chemical composition for nylon.
When it's legal, illegal, I have to treat people all the time.
Because they got rid of the hemp, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah. Hey, is that a hemp sweatshirt you're wearing there, Joe?
Hey, I am
don't
not
even smoke pot, but
I
know
don't
it's not as bad as alcohol.
I don't object to the legalization of pot, but I do object to people not being willing to talk about what the medical consequences of that drug are.
Do you think that's what Mike's problem is? The medical consequences of marijuana? Or
He's a
the fact
marijuana
that-
addict. I mean, I can tell you. I'll make other predictions about Mike. Mike is a parent or grandparent who has alcoholism. Get him back on.
You want to do that?
Yeah,
and
get
let
back
me
on.
just say this: instead of all
That's
the
a
millions of
rash
dollars we're
generalization.
spending on
That's the only
drug
people that gets
testing,
marijuana addiction.
Yeah, but how do you know he's a marijuana addict just because he smokes a little pot?
All right.
He might just be
No,
lying
wait a
to you.
minute,
He might
wait a
just
minute,
be
wait a
hanging
minute.
out.
No, that laugh is unmistakable.
I'm going to do.
Yeah, but you
All
can't tell someone's a marijuana addict by their laugh.
Hold on. Hey, Joe.
That's a million
Joe,
kids do that.
Settle.
I'm settling.
Settle down for a second. Now we got to go to commercial, but Mike, are you there? All right, stay there.
Dude, I'm with you on this one.
Hold it in. Don't exhale. We're going to talk to you after the break and figure out whether Joe's right or Dr. Nazi Drew's right.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth. Thrills galore. The strangest freaks. The highest acrobats. And the funniest clowns.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Thomas Collaborator, Dr. Michael Mancini from Melrose Place, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, Thomas. Breath of fresh air. Although, we got to know him. We saw him later on the our TV
The
show.
ill-fated television program.
And turned out to be a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
You guys had a TV show?
Yeah, we had a TV show for like 10 minutes. And why don't we just explain that for just 1 second? Phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. Sitting here with Joe Rogan, who has a TV show. He's from News Radio, Wednesdays on NBC at 9 o'clock. Now, here's the situation, because I've been getting a lot of email about this, and we've never really exactly put the record straight about
We
this.
probably are not going to tonight, really.
Well, because we don't really know.
Right.
But we'll do it to the best of our abilities, and we will, I swear to God, we'll tell you everything we know. They've been trying to turn LoveLine, the radio show, into a TV show for about 5 years.
At least.
At least. And as a matter of fact, I got onto this show because about a year ago, when they were deciding to make it into a TV show, Ricky Rackman, the host at the time, didn't want to do the TV show. Or he wanted to hold out for a better deal or something. Whatever it was, he didn't want to do it. So they needed a guy to do the TV show.
Right.
And they had no idea who they're going to get. And for some stupid reason, Drew was out jogging and kicked a raccoon or something, and somehow in his head, he thought Adam Carolla.
Fell and hit my head, in fact. But
Something. I'm sure he
Kicked a
regrets it.
raccoon?
He regrets it now. But the point is,
Kinda animals.
I was in New York temporarily with the morning show here on K-Rock, and I flew home 4 or 5 days early. I auditioned for it. By the grace of God, I got it. I have no idea how. And it's been full steam ahead ever since. Oh, we did the conventions. We had a big party at the Playboy Mansion. They had the thing sold. It was a syndicated show, but they had it sold in about 90% of the country, and everything was going great.
So what happened?
Well, Drew and I, about a month ago, were in New York and Chicago. Those of you who listen to the show regularly know that. And we're out doing a promotional tour. We were on Good Morning New York and so on and so forth. And we got back to L.A. on Friday, just dead to the world, and we both got a phone call that said the show's canceled. And they had underwear printed up. I got a bathrobe at home, Drew.
Telephone.
I got to bring you your bathrobe.
Oh, thank you.
I got an extra bathrobe for you.
Thank you.
They had LoveLine telephones. We did the commercials.
Commercials were done.
Everything.
Somebody
Set was
insulted the
built.
president.
We filmed a bunch of shows.
We filmed 5 shows. Here's what happened. The company that was doing it was called New World. Fox bought New World, as you know, about
I'm
about
hip with the industry inside.
month and a half, 2 months ago. They said, don't worry, there'll be no changes. And then just out of the blue, oh, please, engineer Mike, I'm straightening everyone out, for Christ's sake. Does everything
so
have to
funny?
be...
A friend of mine, her boss is the guy who's the head of syndication over there.
At Fox?
Uh-huh.
What's his name?
I'm just going to say Rick. I'm not going to say his last name.
Not Rick Unger.
I'm not saying...
Oh,
not
Rick Unger's a friend of ours. Rick Unger.
The big guy over there
Rick,
just
no,
started
it's
a few months ago.
It's another
the one
Rick.
that's in charge of chopping everything up.
All right. Well, here's... All right, please. So I'll just finish it up by saying...
So
the show didn't go to the air. Here we are on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to the freaks.
Fox got it. Fox dropped it, not based on the show, just based on the fact they wanted to put their very lovely Married with Children.
Gordon Elliott.
Or Gordon Elliott. Yeah, that big limey oaf. Or Cops on at that period and take all the revenue instead of split it
don't
up.
be dissing Cops, bro.
All right. But don't
Cops
worry.
rules.
It will show up somewhere soon, and you guys will be the first to know. All right, here we go. What's wrong with this damn Drew? Do the phone for
Where'd he
me.
go?
Oh, he hung up?
Is Mike gone on line 6?
Oh, he's such a burnout.
Mike, you gotta hit the bowl, bro.
Wait a minute. Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All
All right, so Mike, I'm going to have to teach Joe a few things here. So bear
teach
with
me that you
Bear
know
with
that this man's a marijuana addict. And
Let me just hang on. Just let me
5
ask the
seconds.
question.
Go ahead, please.
Do you smoke every day, Mike?
Yeah, man.
Okay. And tell me the story. When you first got high on pot, first couple times you smoked pot, did you get high?
Not really.
But the third time, what happened?
It's getting better.
All right. And when you finally did get high using it, what did you think of pot?
I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's all you thought?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I believe you're leading the witness. Thank you. Up top, bro.
All right. All right. So you smoked it every day after that?
Not every day.
Now, what did the elephants tell you
Hang on
to
a
do,
second.
Mike? The pink
Hang on a
flying
second.
elephants?
Let me finish the question, Joe. So you smoke most days?
Most days, yeah.
Most days ever since you first got high on pot?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And is there a not alcoholism in your family somewhere?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Drew, very smart.
There's alcoholism in a million families.
And here's the syndrome of marijuana dependency. Parent or grandparent with alcoholism. Only that setting is marijuana dependency occur. It's not all alcoholics that become marijuana addicts. It's only a subset of alcoholics. People who smoke pot the first few times don't get high. The third to fifth time, usually they get high, and they have this euphoric experience that usually they'll describe as the best thing, or I loved it, some incredibly superlative. They will, from that day forward, smoke pot or seek pot every single day, and will smoke it somewhere between 1 and 20 years, depending on the person.
Is this statistical generalization, or is this based on personal experience?
This is, I run a recovery program. I treat marijuana addicts every
And you can tell that from his laugh.
Day.
You can tell that from his
such
laugh.
a reproducible characteristic syndrome. It never varies.
The
It never
laugh.
varies.
The laugh.
The laugh suggests he's either high now or he smokes a lot of pot.
Well,
And if
I
you
think
smoke
he's
a lot
probably
of pot,
high now.
And if you smoke a lot of pot,
both.
Mike, you like movies?
No.
Okay, bro.
There is devastation usually from this, and people get severely depressed somewhere between 1 and 10 years out, and they will inevitably either come to treatment or will switch to another
All
drug.
right, so
And the most common drug they switch to today is speed.
What should Mike do?
Mike is not going to do anything because if you want to get treatment, Mike, I mean, I would call Marijuana Anonymous. I mean, there's people out there to help you, and I'm sure you're not inclined to do that.
Mike, do you do well in school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they'll usually do okay for a while, but it's when the motivational syndrome set in and the.
Do you smoke a lot of pot every day? Or just hit it a little bit.
In the middle, I guess.
In the middle? Like what's in the middle? A joint a day?
About
a joint a day?
Yeah.
Do you do it all at once, or do you do it like throughout the day to keep a buzz going?
all at once.
That's a good move.
All right, so yeah, very practical. Mike, so you're saying you're getting A's and B's in all your remedial classes?
C's. Mike, you're staying afloat. Welcome to UPS, Mike. Here's your electronic clipboard, and I'll drop this off at Mr. Dorothy's house.
Mike, all right, listen. All right, here's the deal. Drew just basically laid out your life for you about the next 10 years.
All right.
Okay? Minus the motorcycle accident, which he didn't want to get into because it was too morbid. So please, Mike, if you can, put down the hooch and see what you can do, because you're only 16. And listen, I don't care if someone wants to toke out once in a while.
I don't care either.
All right, relax.
I don't care.
Defensiveness.
No, what I'm defensive about is I don't care if pot is legal or illegal. I don't care if people smoke it or don't smoke it. And it is truly the case that smoking pot occasionally doesn't hurt people. That is truly the case. But there is a syndrome, a characteristic, reproducible syndrome of marijuana dependency that is so common and doesn't vary person to person.
And
that
all
to not
Mike
talk about
wanted
it,
to do is know if he should make out with his girl.
I know. and we just bummed his high.
Just drilled him. He's sitting home. No.
And let me tell you, let me first off kiss Drew's proverbial ass for just
Thank
a
you.
second here and tell you how smart this man is. Notice the way he worded the question.
Yeah, he totally led that little
totally
freak down
worked
the
it out.
pipe.
He said, "Does nobody in your
Is it not the case?
Is it not the case
Oh,
that anyone in your
God.
family was an alcoholic?" And the guy went, "Yes."
I'd rather have Mike high than running around with an Uzi doing something.
And you know what?
not
Interesting that you would say that because
Because that's the next step in
No,
the
we
Young
had-
Republican campaign party. We
had-
show you on our brief.
We had Cypress Hill here the other night, and
Yeah.
you guys smoke a lot of pot, and they were up here years ago, and they were much more hostile, angry guys 5 years ago than they are right now.
So it's a good thing.
Well, I can't say it's a bad thing what happened to them.
Well, maybe you just caught them
But
when
it's
they had
better.
good
I'll tell you what.
Java.
If you have to put a value on it, it's better than speed. That's fair, because speed makes people violent, kill each other.
Patrick, 34, you're on Loveline with Joe Rogan from News Radio.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Pat.
Hey, if I cut out, I'm sorry. I'm at a rock plant. Listen, I got
A rock plant?
Yeah, I'm working. I'm hauling rock
Oh.
to a concrete plant.
Oh, cool.
Anyhow, I got a new roommate. I live in a 3-bedroom house up Riverside Way, and this fella has got a sister with him. He's told me he's been disowned by his parents and this and that. And I'm feeling bad for him. Didn't have anywhere to go, sleeping in his truck, you know. And are you there?
Yeah.
Basically, he's at the house, and a couple of nights went by, and I had woke up during the night because I work nights, and on the weekends I'd noticed they get up together, they sleep in the same bed.
Uh-oh.
No, something's wrong already.
Well, yeah, and that's what I thought, and I asked him, about. I said, look, man, it's none of my business, but I don't think it's a real good idea that y'all do that, and I have an extra bed out in the garage. And he had said, well, we haven't got any money, and this is the other place we were living. This is the way, and I know the way it looks, but, that's not the way it is. Well, last night I'm fast asleep, and I'm hearing this sound, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that? And I get up, and, I went all the way down the hall to stand in front of the door, and they're knocking boots.
Really?
And, well, yeah, I've knocked boots, and I know what it sounds like.
The guy and his sister.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Dude,
it blew me away.
Are you sure that's his sister?
Yeah.
And she looks like him?
Yeah, shares the same name.
Yo.
And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to be cool about it. So I asked her in the morning. I sat her down. I was talking to her. And she sleeps till noon. She's real depressed all the time.
Sure, if your brother was banging you, you'd be depressed too.
Well, she'd been telling me she couldn't get a job and this, that, and the other thing. And she has nothing. And he has nothing. And so I says, look, is there anything you want to tell me? And she, no. Until finally, I beat around the bush long enough until I started getting angry. And I said, look, you guys are in there screwing, and I absolutely heard you. And, why don't you just tell me that? And you told me when you slept in the same bed that didn't happen, and so you've lied to me already. I have a low tolerance for liars.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah.
Give a good blast from the air horn, would you?
Well, I got the cover. Oh, man. Anyway.
All right, Patrick, listen.
Wait, what'd she say?
Well, say it again?
What did she say when you confronted her?
She put her head in her hands and said she didn't know how to get out of the situation. And I said, well, how did you get into it?
Heavy.
I said, did he talk you into this? And she said, no. It was a mutual thing. But I walked out of this situation. So, this girl, she didn't graduate from high school. She got GED, but she's not.
The brightest girl in the world.
Right. And the reason I kind of befriended, I'm from Texas, and so are they.
Right.
I know how I was raised.
All right, Patrick. Patrick.
What I want to know,
Yes. How old is she?
She's 23.
And how old is he?
27.
Okay, and you're positive this isn't one of those things, like sometimes when you take
Just a
in
fling?
roommates, you say, well, no, I'm just a fling. No,
trial
come on,
period.
Dad, I'm just dating, sis. It's nothing serious. No, what I'm saying is sometimes when you move in an apartment and you got a woman with you, you'll say it's my wife or it's my sister. Maybe it's your girlfriend, but you just kind of want
they look like each other, right?
You want to put them at ease, is what I'm saying.
They're definitely brother and sister.
So what do you want to know
I
from
know
her?
their father.
Oh, Pat, bro.
I know of it. I just want to say I know of him. I don't talk to him. He's in my opinion, an idiot.
All right, so what do you want
He
from us?
probably abused one of his kids.
I've narrowed this thing down, and I told her that if she wanted help, I could help her because I'm going to move.
Right.
And I told her, look, you can if you want, you can move with me, and you don't have to do anything with me. But what I'm seeing here
You
and what
wanna
you're
rescue
telling
her.
me is not right.
Yeah.
Dude, what a project you're taking on, bro.
Oh, I'm telling you, this is
That's a project?
A project, I'm saying. You know, it's a big thing.
This is a very disturbed person, Patrick.
Wow.
Very disturbed.
She is or he is?
Both of them
they
are.
both are.
But she told us enough to.
She is
know
because
that she
he is.
Right.
Yeah, but
well,
this,
maybe she. Who knows, man? It might have been her idea.
What,
all right.
what I told her is, look, he has nothing to offer you. You're never going to get married. You can't have kids. You're going to have to hide everywhere you go. And
right.
who wants to screw and not yell?
Patrick.
Who wants to screw and not yell?
Well, yeah, don't you want to talk?
Yeah, Pat.
Patrick.
Patrick, you're being very naive.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, it's.
Listen very carefully, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
This is a bigger project than that damn tunnel that the French built to England underneath the Thames or whatever the hell that was.
The channel.
The channel. This is a light. Patrick, shut the hell up.
Okay.
This is a huge project.
Yeah.
You will not live long enough to see this project through. Now, all you can do, you got good instincts.
He not being a trained professional, will probably either continue with the present problem or screw things up even more.
Yeah, he's got to get her to counseling.
Point her in the right direction, make a phone call or two, and then kick them the hell out because you cannot live with this kind of baggage, Patrick.
Yeah, I understand that.
Please,
Be
all right?
careful, man. This is a very touchy thing for, the guy might try to kill you and bury you in the woods just because you know.
Yeah. And
better go get
all right.
buddies.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
All right.
That's right. Like a true Texan spoken, my friend.
Please, we have to get to commercials. Patrick,
Yes, sir.
make those phone calls on her behalf. Steer her in the right direction.
And change your phone number and move, bro.
Keep the pedal to the metal and your load dry.
Kick it!
Loveline will be right back, and boy, will we be mad if you bail.
Hey, we're back. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. 310-854-4455 is the fax number. Sitting here with the incomparable Dr. Drew, who's been, what was it, a couple nights ago you were just whiffing at the plate, was it? You're like 0 for 5.
Yeah.
Tonight, he's hitting for the cycle. He's awesome. And, of course, Joe Rogan, you know him from News Radio, a little show that's on NBC at 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights. David, 16, you're on Loveline.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey. Dude.
The show kicks butt.
Thanks.
I got a question to Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bisexual and I have a male lover, and we only have oral sex, and he wants to go further.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking if, can I get colon cancer?
No.
No?
No.
I mean...
You can get AIDS.
Well, no, he's,
You can get sexually transmitted diseases, virtually any other
well,
kind
I'm sure
you can
I'll
imagine.
use protection,
Thank you.
Yeah, but,
And you can sort of get, hemorrhoids and things like that.
David, are you looking for excuses?
No, I'm just...
Well, you said you didn't really want to do it, and he wanted to go further.
Well, it's...
He wants to do it to you, bro. That's what the bottom line is.
Well, if... I don't...
You don't want to do it to him?
Well, I don't know. It's just a mutual thing.
It's a mutual thing?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's a mutual thing?
Well, the sexual.
Well, you just got done saying that he wants to do this.
Yeah.
You didn't sound real hot on it yourself.
Well, I'm happy with just having oral sex,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then leave it that way.
Yeah, bro,
Don't
leave
do
it
what you
that
don't
way.
want to do.
Drew, can you write him a note? Dear David's
Dismissing him?
partner, I've checked David out personally. He's very sensitive. I believe such activity would would create negative side
Detrimental.
effects and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and just sign it like a note. Doctors should do that.
Sure. if that would help, sure.
David.
Yeah.
Why? Actually, we get a ton of calls. People saying I'm bisexual, people saying I'm gay, and whenever I investigate and I say, oh, okay, you're bisexual, so you're having sex with men? Yes. So you're gay? Okay, so you have a partner? Oh, yes, we're having plenty of sex. Not that much anal sex, it seems like.
Right, that's
a lot of oral sex.
Oh, no, that's just the way that population interacts.
It is.
Yeah.
The bisexual population.
Gay. I
Gay
mean, the more
population.
common gay interaction is oral.
It's really the opposite, really, with heterosexual couples, because the guy's like couldn't get a blowjob if he paid for it once he's a year into the relationship. But there's the
Dude,
intercourse
you've been
part
hanging
still
out
goes
with
on.
the wrong girls, my
Really?
friend. Oh yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is we don't get many heterosexual couples that are just engaging in oral sex and not copulating, for lack of a better term.
It fits better, bro. That's the bottom line. Is you don't want to shove a football into a glove compartment every day of the week. That's the bottom line. It's just, the dude's calling up because he's nervous. Because it's not supposed to go there. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it going there if you both want it and you enjoy it. But hey, it doesn't really. It's not nature.
So you don't want to shove that Wilson into the fur-lined glove box.
That's right.
All right,
Especially
David.
now without the proper jelly.
Don't do anything you're uncomfortable with. On the other hand, if you really like the guy and you're having a good relationship and you take it slow and all that kind of stuff and everyone's sensitive, there's nothing wrong with a little experimentation. Lord knows you've done some experimentation at this point already.
Yeah, but our relationship is only based on sex, It's not of...
You don't like each other?
I do it for the sex.
But that's it. You don't like him other than that?
No.
Like you don't want to go to movies with him and hang out?
No.
Oh.
Why not? What's up with that?
It's just how society's made up,
What?
How society's made up? Oh, society.
What does that have to do with
is doing it
society?
again.
Society's gonna criticize, two men going.
Yeah. But you said you don't like him anyway.
Dude, there's a place in Santa Monica Boulevard called West Hollywood. Hang out there with your peers, my friend.
Society turns
Be
its head.
treated-
Believe me.
Treated like an equal. There's a lot of places where you can go, dude. I understand what you're saying.
It's not the places where we can go. It's just that if I want to do that, I'll do that with a female partner.
Why?
Because I'm bisexual.
Yeah, but you said that it's society's fault that you don't like each other. You only have a sexual relationship. But, don't you hang out together? Don't you go watch videos together and stuff when you're by yourself?
Or porno videos,
That's it. Just porno videos. You don't like each other like you don't like to rent True Lies or something.
Clueless.
Yeah, Clueless with Mom.
Yeah.
No? Well, that doesn't sound like society's doing that to you, bro.
Well, David, I think these two just don't like each other that much, so they're blaming society.
I think somebody did something to David earlier on that made him have these kinds of unpleasant relationships.
It didn't seem like his heart was in the whole alternative lifestyle thing. Lori, 18, you're on LoveLine with News Radio's Joe Rogan.
Lori?
Yeah?
Hey, Lori, what's up?
Hi. I'm 18, and my best friend's 26. And we've been having sex, and now I'm like 2 months pregnant, and I don't know how to tell him.
This is Anna.
Huh?
This is your commercial.
Yeah, this is the PSA I saw on TV tonight. And why don't you know how to tell him?
Because it's just something that hasn't been brought up yet, really.
Well, it hasn't been brought up. I mean, he doesn't check every 5 minutes if you're pregnant, does he?
No?
I mean, he's not a OBGYN, is he?
No, I don't know how to tell him. Really, I don't.
What do you think his reaction will be?
I think he won't be too happy, but we'll still be friends, and he'll support it.
You'll still be friends, but you think it's going to be the end of the relationship, and that's what you're worried about.
No, I'm not worried about that because we're like best friends.
Lori, meet him, count to 10, spit it out. So you're going to count to 10. When you hit 10, it's going to come out of your mouth. Just do
Not
it.
the fetus, but the pregnant.
You're gonna have the baby, correct?
Yes, I am.
What about getting married?
We're just friends.
You're just friends that just happen to have sex and just happen to have a baby now together.
The bad part about it is he's 26 and I'm 18.
Well, it's not. It's an issue, but it's not an overwhelming issue necessarily.
No, not as you get down the. I mean, what is that? 8 years? So you're 30 and he's 38.
Yeah.
Do you love him?
Yeah, I love him as a
Do you want to live in the... Oh, but you don't, love him like a boyfriend. You just like having sex with him because it's fun?
real fun.
How do you love somebody? All right, wait a minute. Lori, you help me understand. You love somebody as a friend, which means basically you dig the person as a human.
A lot.
And really, a lot. And the only thing that's left is the sexual part, and that's real good with him, too. So why is he not a candidate for husband, father, and all that?
Because
we're both into depression, and that's just not what either of us want out of our lives right now.
Both into depression?
I'm manic and he's clinical.
Okay.
You're bipolar and he's unipolar.
Yeah, something like that.
And let me guess, he has another girlfriend.
No, he don't.
He's married. He can't have girlfriends.
Oh.
Nope.
He's married?
Did you guys meet at the hospital?
No, we met at McDonald's.
Oh, that's a good place to meet a guy.
Was not a happy meal for you two, though. No, depending on what day it was. Lori,
Yeah,
why do you have to have this child?
because I wouldn't get rid of it. It's mine.
All right, but let me ask you something. In all seriousness, so wait a
Yeah.
minute. All right, Drew, that's fine. But let me ask you this: people, all of a sudden, when it comes to their own child, they become Mrs. Pat Robertson. All of a sudden, they're like frickin' Moses on the mountain. They get this big surge of morality. Meanwhile, they're IV drug users, or they're underage having sex with some old man, or they're doing whatever wherever they can.
Dude,
I mean,
think
Lori
that's
doesn't.
a maternal woman thing, though. A lot of women. actually act that
I
way.
understand that, but you know, it's got to be one or the other. I mean, either you're living the kind of life that's going to be able to take care of a kid, and this kid doesn't stand a chance at this point. You're 18, you're depressed, there's no father around, and all of a sudden, no, this is very important. This is where you draw the line morally.
Do you work, Lori?
Yeah, I do.
What do you do?
I work in fast food.
McDonald's.
Oh, that's how you meant.
McDonald's.
Okay, slow down. Jack in the Box is a much better place.
Oh.
Good product.
Yes, they have
Yeah.
medical and dental
They kill
there.
people.
Lori,
with their burgers.
No,
what about adoption?
around.
What about adoption?
I would be too eaten up with the guilt the rest of my life.
So you'd be too eaten up with
Right,
the
but
guilt
you-
with abortion and too eaten up with the guilt with adoption, but not too eaten up to screw the kid up for the rest of your life
Right.
because you're not ready to
Right. The
develop
guilt,
a child
the guilt
properly.
of turning him over to qualified parents who are really ready to love and raise a
And the
child.
guilt of me, Joe, Drew, Ann, engineer Mike, and everyone else here on the LoveLine staff taking a nice little piece of their pay chunk each week to pay for this kid.
No.
Suddenly, Adam, it's
Oh,
amazing.
turn Republican.
Oh, you really have.
Yeah,
You're
that's
fascist now.
dude.
No, it's not. We can support it financially.
You can. What does he do? What does this guy do?
Right now, he
Yeah.
paints apartments.
He what?
He paints apartments,
He paints apartments. That's a good living, right? That's a steady occupation.
but he's going to be getting a job as a carpenter.
As a
Okay,
carpenter.
I was a carpenter. That job sucks.
And you think? Yeah, I was too, dude.
And
you
it's
think
real
this-
irregular.
Yeah, you get laid off all the time, especially if you're non-union.
And it rains, you don't work.
Yeah, bingo. Especially if you're framing.
I got a permanent job.
You got a permanent
You got
job.
a permanent job for $4.25 an hour.
No, $5.25.
Oh, the kid's
hey.
the kid's gonna go to exclusive military school then. All right, Lori, listen. We hate to beat up on you, but you got to realize this is a scourge on society. This is what is dragging us down. These kinds of stories. People that don't make money, people that aren't married, people that have your own problems. And that's a full-time job right there. Just getting over what you have to get over in life without bringing on a second party and screwing up that life as well.
Yeah, and you don't realize what kind of a wheel you put into motion. When you put this kid into the world and you're not qualified to be a parent, you're responsible for every other person this kid screws up too.
Absolutely.
You set in a huge karmic wheel.
Joe, you are so right, and I believe, and I got rid of Lori because we got to go to commercial, but I believe when this person kills one of Drew's
Yeah.
triplets at the ATM 18 years from now,
Oh, sure.
and everybody's asking why, we know why.
Absolutely.
This is it. This is the problem with society. And we'll
That's
be
a
back
huge
with a little
problem.
more Joe Rogan from News Radio after this.
Stuff like this makes me sick.
We'll be right back, dude.
Well, hi and bye. Thank you, Joe Rogan from News Radio, for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Wednesdays, 9 o'clock NBC. Do not miss it. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Mike. Tomorrow night, Neurotic Outsiders. Until then, mahalo.
been listening to Loveline.
The opinions expressed on Loveline, especially by Adam Carolla, are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors.
Or even the character voices. Loveline, produced by Ann Wilkin for Westwood One Entertainment. Copyright 1996. So don't even think it.